reality is this. Proactive, in-depth planning presents a far greater potential value to families and their wealth than just investment advice alone. And there's things that I'll say and you'll kind of go, wait a minute, this guy's a financial guy and he's saying this stuff? To be very honest with you, how many people in this room have a financial advisor? Raise your hand. Okay? All right. How many people do it yourself? So I assume you're in the do. So you do some yourself, you have an advisor, okay. So, do you have both? So you do some yourself and you have an advisor?
Well, if you have a financial advisor, I think most people think you're letting them invest the way they would choose.
Blind trust.
But I don't do that.
You don't do that. Okay. But you don't invest separately and have something to compare to.
Yes.
You do. Who does better, the financial advisor or you? Be honest.
Well, I don't distinguish that at this point.
Okay.
I don't have a measurement. I know that a couple of those financial advisors that I was looking at, I discarded because of the cost of having a financial advisor as opposed to the cost of mutual fund investment.
Okay. Well, when we have people, there are people who have advisors, they have their own pile, and the majority answer is they do better themselves than the financial advisor does.
They're lucky.
They do better themselves. They're what?
They're lucky.
No, they're not lucky. No, they're really not. I mean, every time the market gets ugly, you start seeing those things where, there's the cat that picks investments, there's the dartboard, whatever. And I'll be honest with you, there's not a big difference between financial advisors. Technology has moved things along to where you can be a Vanguard investor, you can be a Fidelity investor and work with somebody over the telephone and probably do as well on the investment side as a lot of financial people. And sometimes even better. So we're going to talk about that. So investment advice alone, it really isn't a good measuring stick, as we're going to talk about. So who are the world's greatest investors? So when I say that, anybody names come to mind? Anybody you think of? Warren Buffett? People like that, right? But here's one you never think about. So if we look at risk and return, obviously this is the market. So if we have people who can do better than the market, and if they could pull it off with less risk, I would have to put them in the category of pretty sharp investors, wouldn't you? And there's a huge universe of people in that category. It's the endowments for our higher education places. Places like MIT, Notre Dame, Yale, Duke, Columbia. These endowments, and their information is public knowledge, if you look at their returns relative to the risk they take, they beat the market, and they do so with less risk. So I study successful people. I study successful strategies. I'm a student. My background is nuclear engineering. That's what I did before this business. So instead of just looking at somebody on TV, here's a good way to have a lesson. And then you have wealthy people. When I was vice chairman of Investors Capital, one of the perks of being in that position was I worked exclusively with wealthy people. And when you sit down with wealthy people, it is amazing how their methods, their strategies are simple. They're not complex. They don't spend a bazillion hours on it. They're not day traders for the most part. And they enjoy their life. So they've got a really good balance, but they're able to get the most out of their money. I see them as much more efficient than most people that are clients of financial planners or even do-it-yourselfers. So if we can learn from success and put that into our own world, that helps. And that's really what Get More Retirement was built from. So this is all about you being a smarter consumer, a smarter financial consumer. So if you're going to maximize the benefits from your money over time, which do you think is a better solution? Buying products or applying planning and management? Joan? What's that? Planning. Okay. You're never going to get the maximum benefit for your money into the future by buying something. Because products are designed to fit a large piece of the marketplace. one